Good morning and welcome to round 3, race 2 here at the Dubai Drone for the UAE4 series. It was a fantastic lights to flag victory yesterday for series. It was a fantastic lights to flag victory yesterday for Kenzo Craigie, but he's got his work cut out for him today. Will he be the top rookie and will he be back on the top step of the podium? We'll find out in 28 plus 1 lap time. British Trophy overall to Kenzo Craigie. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching around the world. Welcome to a very cold Dubai Autodrome here. It's currently 16 degrees centigrade, but things are about to heat up because we have our second race of the weekend of 3 in round 3 of the UAE4 series here. It's a very exciting race yesterday. The number 29 for RHGP, Kenzo Craigie, put on a fantastic display yesterday. Did the Mercedes junior driver to take a lights to flag victory. He starts in 12th position on row number 6 alongside second place finisher Alexander Bondarev. So a lot of work cut up for those two here today for this second race. But of course in race number 3, Kenzo will be starting in pole position, and he'll be delighted to be starting there as well because things are going to get very, very interesting. It's a very competitive field here with 38 cars. Very interesting. It's a very competitive field here with 38 cars here for the UAE4 series taking to the track, and they delivered some amazing racing yesterday. We're looking forward to plenty more action here. So who we have though on pole position, because what we've done is we've reversed the top 12. So those who finished first, second and third will now start 12th, 11th and 10th. So Kenzo Craigie, who of course won yesterday's race, our first race, also our top rookie finisher, as we said, starts 12th. Alexander Bondarev will start 11th, and Andy Consani will, because he finished third, starts in 10th position on row number 5. But Jarrett Clark will be on pole position, the young British driver here for racing for XL Motorsport, raced in Ginetta Juniors last year, and a very, very busy season for him as well, because he was not only just racing with a roof over his head, he was also racing in single-seaters in Formula Trophy UAE in 2025, and also made appearances for Saudi Kart and Forza in the CIK FIA in 23 and 24. So very busy past couple of years for the young Jarrett Clark, who will be on pole position here for the first time. And alongside him will be another rookie. So we have an all-rookie front row, which will come later on, which is Christian Custoya Sanabria. Alongside him for Prema Racing. Of course, the McLaren young driver is he, indeed. He was the European champion in 2025 in the CIK FIA. So we're just having some shots here and looking around at the what is about to come here for the second race of the weekend for the UAE4 series. All the cars are ready to go here, and we just wait for the green light to turn on at the end of pit exit. Once that happens, the cars will be released. They'll go for a reconnaissance lap. They'll dive into the pit lane, one more reconnaissance lap, and then they'll form up in their grid positions here to form up for our second race of the weekend. Badr Al-Salati, a race winner, the only driver so far this season to win a race hailing from the GCC. Badr Al-Salati, of course, from Qatar. 2 cars entered from Qatar as well by the QMF by High-Tech. Cars entered from Qatar as well by the QMF by High-Tech team. He raced in Formula 4 Middle East Championship, F4 Italy, and the Euro 4 as well in 25. So very busy season for the young Qatari, and of course that victory earlier on in the season really gave him a boost of confidence here, and he wants to replicate the success here today as well. But he'll start all the way down on row number 15 in 30th position, so he's got a lot of work cut out for him here, but no doubt he's got talent. He certainly has the craftsmanship. He will certainly be climbing his way up the order when it comes to the start of the race here. It's 28 minutes plus 1 additional lap, so when the clock strikes 0, we have 1 lap after that, so essentially it's about 30 minutes of racing here for the UAE4 series. As I said before, moments away from starting this race here. Now, in terms of the team championship, because RHGP and Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited came into this weekend essentially tied on points. It now goes the way of let's have a look at the update. Well, it's still showing 138 points apiece, but because of RHGP's finishes yesterday, with 2 of their drivers being on the podium in the likes of Kenzo Craigie and Andy Consani, a good boost of points there for them, moving them higher up the order in the team's championship. But of course, Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited still in very close proximity, with Alexander Bondarev being on the podium yesterday as well. In terms of the rookies, though, Kenzo Craigie walked away. Well, he came
came into this round here with 121 points, sitting just shy of 40 points ahead of Alp Aksoy, who is lining up on the 4th row of the grid here this weekend for our second race. He sits in second position, but it's Christian Kostoya who has an optimal position here to convert and elevate his rookie championship higher up as well, because where he starts in the optimal second position on the 1st row of the grid, he can certainly bring that points deficit down between the two that are in front of him. He's only 3 points behind coming into this weekend behind Alp Aksoy, and would like to bring that gap further down come the end of this race here. This is the Yas Heat Racing team, the locally based team as well, with a handful of locally based drivers, including the Al-Azhari, which of course behind the wheel of this one here is Adam. Keanu has raced previously here, but is actually off in Europe at the moment testing. Ran into Dad yesterday just to talk to him a little bit and understand what's going on with them. Of course, Adam Al-Azhari, a race winner in F4 in the UK, and of course in Saudi Arabia as well. 5 wins in total. And great to see him back here, and great to see representation as well from the region, and a locally based team similar to that of Excel Motorsport as well, who branched off last year into racing into the United Kingdom. Charbel, another one of our drivers from the Arab region. I think the only Lebanese driver in the field, raced in Formula Trophy right here in the United Arab Emirates in December. Last year. And his last year. And is looking for some more seat time here to get to hone his craft and to elevate his credentials as well when it comes to the racing world, and proudly put Lebanon on the map as well, as there are not that many Lebanese drivers around the world, specifically in single-seaters. Off the top of my head, I think he's the only one I can think of. There's a few in GT and a number in off-road racing as well, but when it comes to single-seaters, there aren't very many of them. So Charbel certainly making his name known, and of course his country as well. Excel Motorsports, a full fledged of cars here this weekend, and a very quick team as well over the past couple of years. Been here since the very beginning, the inception of the UAE4 series, and always have a slew of talented young drivers who of course are eyeing one prize, as with all the other drivers on the grid, 38 in total, all eyeing up a championship come the end of the UAE4 series, and eventually a drive in Formula one day as well. And we have seen it in the past. We have had current drivers who are on the grid in the Formula One Championship make their way through the likes of the UAE4 series. One that springs to mind is Oscar Piastri. Of course, he was in contention for the championship title late last year. Logan Sargent also raced in the UAE4 series, as did a number of others who have gone off to do various motorsport categories around the globe, as we're setting things up here on a very cold morning here in the United Arab Emirates, and it looks like the light at the end of the pit lane is green, so that means 38 UAE4 Series cars will make their way onto the fast lane, and they will make their way onto the track for their first of 2 reconnaissance laps. They'll go once around, and they'll come through the pit lane, and they'll go back around, and then they'll form up in their grid positions here for the start of the race. And it will be Jarrett Clark on pole position, with Christian Costoya Sanabria alongside for company. So 2 rookies. Well, actually, we have 3 rookies in the top 3 here. Iacopo Martinez will start in the 3rd position in the 46 for the first time here this weekend on that 2nd row. And it's going to be a very tough 2nd row for him as well, because alongside the number 46, who of course races for PHM Racing here. He raced in CIK FIA in 23 and all the way through to 25 for Kart Republic Motorsport. But alongside him, Peyton Westcott, the American, the young lady there from Laguna Beach, California. She raced in Formula 4 in Italy. She's an F1 Academy driver. She was actually a wildcard entry in Vegas towards the end of the season, and was the first female ever to win a race in Formula Trophy, which she won right here in Dubai back in December over the National Day race weekend. So she knows this track very well, and that's a very optimal starting position for her because she can certainly convert this into a race victory. Because when she won the race here in Dubai, she was on pole position. So she's in a very comfortable position to recreate what happened in Formula Trophy. Then we have Emily Cotti in the 42. Now Cotti she had a very strong pace yesterday, racing for RHGP. She was 12th in the Macau Formula 4 2025. She was racing here in the Formula 4 Middle East Championship last year as well, including F4 in Italy and the Euro 4 Ladies Champion she was in 2025. So great pedigree there from Emily Cotti, the British driver there. And alongside her is another British driver, Theo Palmer, who's actually based here in the United Arab Emirates in that number 7 for High Tech. He had a great showing during the opening rounds of Formula Trophy when we were racing here a few months ago. And of course, he raced also in British F4 for XL in 2025, and of course a star of the karting scene here, as well as many drivers will work their way up through the career ladder, starting off with karting. And of course Theo Palmer has done exactly that and has made his name for himself here in the United Arab Emirates, racing around the likes of the Dubai Kart Room, which sits just opposite our facility here. Then we have Alp Aksoy, who lines up on the 4th row of the grid. Alp Aksoy, of course, the young man from Turkey, a very dominant force in Formula Trophy last time out, and of course racing for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. He was actually the Formula Trophy UAE champion. Pretty much took most of the victories away from the rest of the field. Obviously, Peyton Westcott won a race. Rowan Campbell-Pilling also won a race as well during that campaign, and as did Alexander Bondarev when he joined for just a few races, which is the second round he actually joined us for in the support race for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But of course, he's not just only raced here in Formula Trophy. He's done CIK FIA, raced with Tony Kart, Parlin, Fusion and Prema, so he's had a lot of experience with various different teams as well, and he's got to know the paddock area quite well. And alongside him is another driver that we had racing for us in Formula Trophy, now racing for Prema, is Davide Cosma Christopher, who lines up in the 99 machine from Romania. Hit 2 poles in Formula 4 Italy last season, and of course had that podium in Formula Trophy UAE. He always said that he was very unhappy with his performances in Formula Trophy, but when you see his racecraft, he really knows what he's doing, and that he can really turn that car and really get to grips with it, and he adapts very quickly as well. And I remember speaking to him, I said, you don't need to be so hard on yourself. You're doing a magnificent job, and he's done so far as well over the course of the UAE4 series as well. He's got plenty of experience, does he, as well, because, of course, scoring points in Formula 4 Middle East Championship last year, and, of course, he did all of that in 2025 as well. So very busy season there for the young Romanian. Then we have Nicolo Masacagnani, who was, again, someone to really watch out for in Formula Trophy. He was very rapid in the early stages, and he was always up there fighting for the top step of the podium. Of course, the Ferrari Junior tested for F4 for 3 years, a race winner in Formula 4 Southeast Asia, and a winner in Formula 4 Southeast Asia. And, of course, he was second overall in Formula Trophy UAE in 2025, but we would like to be one higher come UAE4 series, and starting there on the 5th row of the grid alongside yesterday's 3rd place finisher Andy Consani, a race winner as well already. Andy Consani, a race winner as well already in the UAE4 series. He would like to convert this 10th place start here into a victory, will the young Frenchman, who starts, or obviously he's driving the number 30 car here. He's a Mercedes Junior, raced in F4 France, and of course was a podium finisher there as well, along with racing in F4 Italy and Euro 4 as well in the 2025 season. And he'll be making his way to the grid shortly. As you can see now, the grid now starting to fill up here. It's 38 cars in total, so quite a lot of cars to get around the circuit here. And what we've done here at the Podium, because we usually start the races a little bit further towards turn 16, but because of the sheer amount of cars that we have here this weekend, racing 38 of them in total, in fact, we've had to push the starting line forward and have relay systems with additional lights to ensure that all the drivers can see when the green light is being shown, when all the 5 lights have been extinguished, so at least they don't get bogged down and stuck and miss that start there, because it can cost them quite a fair bit of time here at the Podium. And the last thing you want to do is get caught out right at the very beginning, because of course then you're in catch-up mode. You have to really push a lot harder than you would like to have done. So we have a 28-minute plus 1 lap race here around the Podium, the Grand Prix circuit configuration. It is 5.4 kilometers in length, 16 corners in total, 3 sectors, and a number of overtaking opportunities. Turn 1 is certainly one that a lot of them will definitely try their hand at, and when they get through, they will relish that they've found a way through deep on the inside. But we have seen some try the long way around to get the switchback through turn 2. Then, of course, we have turn 9 and turn 10. 10 comes after the long back straight, the longest of the 2 straightaways that we have here as well. We saw a plenty of action in turn 10 yesterday. Will we see the same thing again? We'll have to find out during this 28-minute plus 1 lap race. And then, of course, through turn 14, we see a lot trying to dive very late on the brakes on the inside. And then, of course, the final overtaking opportunity is turn 16. With that said, we can't say the other corners don't provide an opportunity, but they certainly do. But let's have a look at our pole sit here. Jarrett Clark in the 54 for XL Motorsport. He starts on pole position, the gentleman from northwest London. Just 15 years of age, raced in Ginetta Juniors in 2025, and of course Formula Trophy UAE25, so he has experience here around the Podium, not just the race yesterday. He was racing with us here in December, so very similar temperatures in December than it is here in January as well. It's very, very cold for us here in the United Arab Emirates, but we shouldn't really complain, right? It's beautiful weather out there. Then alongside him, another rookie, Christian Costoya Sanabria, the Spanish driver there, a McLaren young driver as well, and a European champion, the CIK FIA for 2025, racing here for Prema Racing in a very vibrant orange. And of course, that's because he's a McLaren young driver. Got to make it nice and easy to spot, and of course, adorning the number 1. Then we have on the second row of the grid in third position, Copa Martinez in the 46 car there for PHM Racing, hometown, of course, in Italy, and he raced for Kart Republic Motorsport in the CIK FIA for 23 all the way through to 25 as well, and has now made the jump to single-seaters. Alongside him, Peyton Westcott, a race winner around the Dubai. Alongside him, Peyton Westcott, a race winner around the Dubai Dome already, albeit last year in December, across the National Day race weekend. She's going to be one to watch out for as well, because that's a prime opportunity for her here to get another race victory here, and her first race victory in the UAE4 series. And of course, she raced in F4 Italy as well as Formula Trophy and an F1 Academy wildcard in Vegas. Emily Cotti, so we have 2 female drivers in the top 5. That's absolutely fantastic to see for RSGP. Charlotte Macau in F4 2025, and of course the Euro 4 Ladies Champion in 2025. She certainly knows what she's doing and wants to convert this top 5 starting position here into a race victory. Then we have Theo Palmer here for High-Tech. Theo Palmer also looking for his first victory here in the UAE4 series, and definitely an opportunity for the young British driver here to convert this third row start here into a race victory for him. Then we move over to Alp Aksoy, the driver from Turkey, here racing for Mumbai Falcons, the Formula Trophy UAE champ in 2025. So a lot of confidence for this young man here, and he certainly was the star of that series. Didn't put a foot wrong at all come the second half of the season, and just bagged points consistently to ensure that he was a champion at the end there. Then we have the number 99, Davide Cosmo Christophe. He had a podium in Formula Trophy in the United Arab Emirates and scored points in Formula 4 Middle East Championship. He's actually changed teams from who he was with in Formula Trophy. He's now joined the Prema Racing outfit there in the number 99, but has retained the number as well, and he will line up on the 4th row of the grid there. Nicolo Masagagnani on row number 5. Now he is racing for Well, he is in the number 19, and of course a Ferrari Junior here, an incredible program, and a number of the talented young drivers here are connected or are already in the young driver programs for a number of top-tier Formula One teams, and this is a great stepping stone for them to show what they can do out there, and we've seen a number of drivers already do that as well to prove just how good they really are. This man as well here, Andy Consani, in the Mercedes Junior driver program as well. He's not the only one that's racing here this weekend that's part of that program. His teammate is also in that program. But Alexander Bondarev, who joined us for just 2 races in Formula Trophy, showed up in style, did the Williams Junior driver, showing us exactly what he's capable of, coming into 2 rounds and winning a race right off the bat at the Yas Marina circuit. And then, of course, our race 1 winner from yesterday, Kenzo Craigie, the top rookie as well in yesterday's racer, another one of our Mercedes Junior drivers. Of course, raced in karts as well, CIK, FIA. He was the World Junior Champion in 2024, and of course the COTF OK Champ in 25 as well. Alba Larson, who's actually doing quite a fair bit in terms of getting more women involved in racing. She's actually really helping and inspiring a full generation of women who are looking to get into motor racing. It is a very tough industry to break into, and of course being part of the Ferrari Junior program and being mentored by Kevin Magnussen, she's certainly going to be one to watch out for, not just in this race but over the next coming years as well. Then we have Adam Al-Azhari, a local driver here, raced in British F4 and F4 in Saudi Arabia, took away 5 wins in total last season, and was absolutely delighted with those campaigns overseas. Great to have him back here as well. Quan Ho Kingsley Zhang will start in 15th position on the 8th row of the grid alongside Rowan Campbell-Pilling. Campbell-Pilling has a race victory here in the United Arab Emirates already in Formula Trophy. This has the man ready in Formula Trophy. This has the man from Yorkshire. Very kind of him to bring the cool weather across with him after his quick trip back home. Must have packed the clouds in his bag for us here. As of course he also raced in Formula 4 in 24 and he also raced in Formula 4 in 24 and 25 in the United Kingdom. Then behind him is Thomas Ingram Hill in the 88 machine for Evans GP. He also raced in Formula 4 GB and GB4 for Fortec in the previous season, and also raced in Ginetta Juniors in 23 and 24. So swapping a tin top for a single-seater has gone the way of Thomas Ingram Hill. Then Clayton Costin in the number 97. He starts on the 9th row of the grid in 18th position for PHM Racing. Does this young man here, and of course he raced in a number of championships last season, including F4 SMP in 25, where he took 1 pole position and a fastest lap as well, along with 2 podiums to a 6th place finish overall in the championship last year, and of course being coached by Errol Elkin here this weekend and throughout the championship. And then behind them, Dominic Simic, who had a fantastic drive yesterday in our first race. He started all the way down at the tail end of the field and did a magnificent job to just carve his way through and ended up in a prime position there, and will start 19th. Not exactly where he'd like to be. He'd like to be a lot further up the road rather than on row number 10, but of course certainly one to watch out for is that 67, one of a number of rookies that we have here in the field. Now, a question we get asked quite a few times is, well, aren't they all rookies? Well, in a sense, yes, but also they're not, because a lot of them do have experience racing around the world. So to be classified as a rookie, you have to have done under a set amount of races in Formula 4 series anywhere in the world, and then you get classified as a rookie driver. That's why we have some who are rookies and some who are not rookies. So, for example, our race 1 winner yesterday, Kenzo Craigie, is a rookie. He has the pace, he has the talent, but because this is the first time he's racing in UAE4 series, he's classified as a rookie, and he's certainly a quick one as well. But that's not to say all our other rookies are mighty quick as well in a straight line and around all 16 corners here at the Dubai Autodrome. So, the formation lap now is underway here for for race 2 of round 3 of the UAE4 series. It is a 28-minute plus 1 additional lap, so when the clock strikes 0, we'll have 1 lap to go after that. And of course, all the drivers will be informed about that, because what happens here at the Dubai Autodrome is now we have a digital screen that will display last lap, so any opportunities that you want to take to be 1 step further, 1 position ahead of those in front of you, you have that last lap to do so here. We'll certainly see some exciting action on that final lap of the race here at the Dubai Autodrome. Again, using the 5.39, just under 5.4 kilometers in length, 16 corners in total, one of 4 configurations that we have here in Dubai. And it is the longest of the 4 as well. It's the one that we'll be using throughout the race weekend. It'll be the one that every single championship who is racing here this weekend will use as well. So the cars are making their way down the long back straight. But let's have a look again through our starting order. Jarrett Clark from Christian Castoya Sanabria with Jacopo Martinez alongside Peyton Westcott. Emily Cotti and Theo Palmer will share the 3rd row. Aksoy with Davide Cosma Christopher sharing row number 4. Nicolo Baseganani will share row number 5 with Andy Consani. Alexander Bondarev and our race 1 winner Kenzo Craigie will line up on the 6th row of the grid. Alba Larson with Adam Al-Azhari will share the 7th row of the grid with Kwanho Kingsley. Zheng and Rowan Campbell Pilling sharing row number 8. Thomas Ingram Hill will share row number 9 with Peyton Costin. Dominic Sinep and Florentine Hadmeyer will share the 10th row of the grid. Rafael Vason with Charbel Abi-Jabel will start from the 11th row of the grid with Joseph Smith and Zachary Dula alongside for company on the 12th row. Tamas Genda with Vladimir Verklonstev will start on the 13th row of the grid with Eduardo Koabusi starting on row number 14 with Brock Burton alongside for company. Lucas Pesquenti will start in row 15 with Manal Salati alongside for company, with Richu Nakasato with Kaylee Countryman on row number 16. Bernardo Benaldi with Jabba Al-Sabah will start on the 17th row of the grid, with Emma Flebermeyer on row 18 with Scott Kin-Limblom alongside for company in 8th, down the way in 36. That's got a lot of work for Scott Kin-Limblom there. And Roman Felber and Elia Weiss will start on the 19th row of the grid here for 38 cars that will take here to the start of the UAE4 series. Race 2, round 3 here in Dubai. Just 1 trip here to the Dubai Autodrome compared to last season when we did it twice. Next time we'll be racing in Qatar. That, of course, is after we've done our 3rd and final race of the day here at the Dubai Autodrome. And that will be in 2 weeks' time. So we'll have a break because it is a very short and hectic season with back-to-back race weekends. We raced twice at the Aspa Arena circuit. 2 weeks ago was our first round. 1 week ago was our second round of the championship where we had the surprise rain shower, which does happen from time to time, but never really when we go racing. But the weather system in the United Arab Emirates can throw a few surprises here and there. So Jarrett Clark and Christian Castoya Sanabria have lined up in their positions at the front end of the grid here, and they'll be waiting the longest as well, because of course what they do around the formation lap is they build heat into the tyres to get everything up to temperature as well. But the longer they sit on the front row of the grid, the cars will cool down there, and that's not ideal for them. They want those behind. It's not ideal for them. They want those behind them to sort of form up into position as soon as possible. So the final cars now are making their way through the final corner, and there will be a marshal on the right-hand side with a green flag in hand. Once all of the 38 cars are in place, the marshal will wave the green flag to signify to the starters that we are ready, we're in place, and we are ready to go here. 5 red lights will come on. Once those 5 lights have been extinguished, we'll be racing once again here. The engine notes start to rise here at the Dubai Autodrome. I can see 2 slots are missing on the grid. We'll get to that later on, because now we have the start of race 2, round 3 here at the Dubai Autodrome. It's a good start so far. Everyone is jostling for position as they make their way down towards the first corner. It's actually a great start there from Christian Castoya Sanabria, the young McLaren driver there, to get up into the lead already. It looks like Jarrett Clark has lost out, but the leader already going through the first corner is that number 1 machine. A great start there from the young Spanish driver. Now, who's he got tucked in behind him? Who's had that fantastic start? It's the 46 of Jacopo Martinez, who's now slotted into 2nd position, working his way around and trying to find a way past Christina Castoya Sanabria. Now that was Alp Aksoy, who has stopped what appears to be at the first corner, has the young Turkish driver who started on the 4th row of the grid, Formula Trophy UAE champion. Unfortunately, not the way he wanted to start this morning at all, but He will see. We'll have to see if he can get back going, but it looks like that's going to be retirement. We have a battle for the lead here between Christian Castoya Sanabria and Iacopo Martinez, who are battling down towards turn 10, and it's going to be a four-way battle all the way down there. Well, the two behind them slot into position. One of those cars there is Peyton Westcott, the number 98 as well. She wants to carve her way through, and is that a safety car? Yes, it is. The safety car has been deployed, so the field has been neutralised. Jarrett Clark dropping down to third position, but managed to keep Peyton Westcott behind him there. So Jarrett Clark, unfortunately from pole position, has dropped down to third. Christian Castoya Sanabria has moved up into the lead of this race around the first quarter as well. It's a great start there from the McLaren Young driver to move up into the lead of the race. There is our pole sitter, Jarrett Clark, and then behind him it looks like Peyton Westcott, and is that Davide Cosma Christopher as well, who's had a great start? I think it is in the 99. So two of the Prema Racing cars have stuck together, and there is Al Aksoy. He's not going to be too happy about that there after a magnificent run yesterday and in Formula Trophy as well. He's going to have to now focus his attention on the third and final race of the weekend here, which is scheduled to take local time here. So that's +4 GMT here in Dubai. The safety car has been deployed, and Christian Castoya Sanabria will be the man to lead them behind the safety car as well. So he'll have his first taste this weekend of controlling the field once that safety car peels in, and as we did yesterday as well, once the lights go out on top of the safety car, Christian will be the man to control the field, and you have to try and back up Iacopo Martinez into the rest of the field here to ensure that he gets the jump that he needs. But of course then behind them there are a lot of very rapid drivers indeed who want to get through and want this to be a very brief safety car. They want to get going. They want to get the full 28 minutes plus one lap here around the Dubai Autodrome. But the recovery effort underway here to remove any potential dangers here for the rest of those who are still circulating. This of course is for the safety of not just the drivers but our recovery crews as well. Now into the pit lane has come the 23 for XL Motorsport. Now the 23 is Brooke Burton for XL Motorsport, the F4 Australia podium finisher in 2025. Now he started all the way down on row number 28, and that's unfortunate there for Brock Burton. He was very quick in qualifying yesterday and certainly had the pace to be up inside the top 10, but that car has now come into the pit lane for some final checks, and hopefully the team can figure out what exactly is wrong there with his car and get him back out, unfortunately at the tail end of the safety car train, but at least he'll be not too far away. He's not going to lose a mammoth amount of points positions here. Now this is the race start once again, seeing it from behind. So one car gets off the line incredibly slowly there, and there's some fantastic avoiding action there from those that started behind. And again, you can see that jump there from Christian Castoya Sanabria on the left-hand side. The McLaren Young driver there really showing why he's part of that program there as well. Darting into the lead of the race, crossing off Iacopo Martinez and Jarrett Clark to ensure that he is the one out in front. And a little bit of contact there behind them as well. And is that the reason why we don't have Al Aksoy anymore in this race? I presume so. That is Al Aksoy there going round. But who was he collected with? He started around the same area as Davide Cosma Christopher, Theo Palmer and Emily Cotti. But Davide Cosma Christopher has gone through, hasn't he? Because on our timing screens here, we can see that Davide Cosma Christopher is in 5th position. Andy Consani, though, has had a great opening lap as well, having started in 10th position all the way up into 6th place. Nicolo Massagnani is in 7th. Kenzo Craigie, our race 1 winner from yesterday, is 8th. Alba Larson is 9th. And Emily Cotti, unfortunately, has tumbled down the order. She's down in 10th place at the moment. Alexander Bondarev, though, of our podium finishers yesterday, has not had the same success in this opening laps here. Although very brief lap we had there compared to those around him for RHGP, because both Kenzo and Andy have gone up the order into a 6th and 8th respectively. Adwar Azhari's moved up. Platon Costin has also moved up as well. He started in 18th and is already being shown as 13th, so he's gained 5 positions on this opening lap. Now, we're still looking at Kaylee Countryman's car, who's still in the pit lane. The team trying to figure out what the best course of action here. Now, that's a good sign because the lights on top of the best course of action here. Now, that's a good sign because the lights on top of the safety car have gone out. So that means we are racing here once again, and in control of the field is Cristian Costoya Sanabria, the Spanish driver who has the 46 and the rest of the field behind him. Can he back them into one another? Can he get the getaway that he wants? Not quite through turn 15 as he accelerates through the apex there, now down towards turn 16, but it looks like Martinez has had a good jump there on Jarrett Clark to get the start that he would like to have here as well, because he wants to be not just second overall, he wants to be the best rookie, because of course Cristian Costoya Sanabria is the current leading rookie in this race here. But we've got to have a close eye on both Kenzo Craigie and Andy Consani, because they're going to start carving their way through the field at the moment. Now, that's a move on the inside from all the RAce GP cars. That looks to be Andy Consani as well on the inside of Davide Cosma Christopher, going down towards the first corner, really making himself known here and saying that I've got the power to come through, let me through. And actually that's on Nicolo Massignani, those two are battling with at the moment. And actually, that wasn't Andy Consani trying to get through. It was actually our race one winner, Kenzo Craigie, trying to find an opportunity and through. And has he done it? It may be so, but he's going to go side by side through turn 8 and turn 9. Not exactly the most ideal opportunity because he's been hung out to dry around the outside, but he's certainly going to force this issue and climb his way up because he wants to score more points in not just the championship overall, but in the rookie campaign as well, because top scoring rookie from yesterday, bagging more points, extending his lead, but losing out now to those in front of him. And is that Martinez looking for a way on the inside of Christian through turn 10. Not close enough, but very late on the brakes. Very brave to do so as well through turn 10. But our race lead is now trying to break away from those behind him, with Jarrett Clark currently still circulating in third position. He's got Peyton Westcott tucked in right behind him at the moment. The F1 Academy wildcard entry for Vegas last year, and of course won a race right here at the Dubai Auto in the second race of the day actually for Formula 4 trophy, was where she got her first race victory. More side by side and locking up through the bowl complex there. Two drivers being hung out to dry there, and that's an RAce GP car that has snuck through on the inside. And that could be Kenzo Craigie that's moved up the order as well further. We'll wait and see when they come across the line. But this battle still continues through the final corner, and it is Kenzo Craigie who's trying to muscle his way through there past one of the Mumbai Falcons car there at the moment. So now we're going to try and go three wide across the line, and let's see where he's moved himself up to. He's still showing his 8th position. Alexander Bondarev's moved up into 9th position. Adam Al-Azhari is up now into a point scoring position as well in 10th place. Alba Larson currently sits 11th, and this battle still rages on through the first corner as well, trying to find out where they're going to be. That is very tricky to do so through this next sequence of corners. Through the first sector they go once again here. Now they've had to sort of sort themselves out and just wait a little bit longer here. So Kenzo Craigie's in the mix of all this as well. Alexander Bondarev has got through and past him actually. He is through the 20 and past the 29 for the time being. Our man that finished in 2nd position wants to be higher up the order compared to Kenzo Craigie, so he can score more points in his championship bout here. And this is going to take some time to sort out here. Gap up front, 5/10 of a second between Cristian Costoya Sanabria. A 204.423 last time around. Icopa Martinez is with a 204.573. As we got more battles here, Jarrett Clark under pressure from Peyton Westcott. Jarrett Clark has gone to the inside, pushing Peyton Westcott all the way round, the long way round through turn 10, and says that you're going to have to try again through turn 16 if you want to take this 3rd position away, because I want to be on the podium. But this has brought in Davide Cosma Christopher as well. Peyton Westcott's teammate wants to be a part of this. He wants to be on the podium for the first time here this weekend, as unfortunately Peyton Westcott muscled out wide there and bouncing all over the curves. That's unsettled her completely, and that's allowed Davide Cosma Christopher through. And now on the back bumper of Jarrett Clark at the moment. And who's that tucked in behind? But I have a feeling that's Andy Consani that is joined this battle as well. And he's going to take 2 for 1 here through the bowl complex through turn 14. But not quite yet. He has to settle in behind Peyton Westcott, but he's found a way through. Magnificent stuff there through the exit of the bowl complex. Andy Consani has moved up now in the 30 to 5th overall. Behind Davide Cosma Christopher has the Frenchman for RAce GP. moving his way up. Davide Cosma-Christopher moving up as well. Jarrett Clark still controlling third, but for how much longer can the British driver keep those battling behind him at bay for the time being? Gap up front goes up to 0.6 of a second, with Christian Costoya Sanabria going quickest of all once again, a 2:03.434 this time round, extending his lead. It was a 2:03.510 via Copa Martinez, who sits in second position for PHM Racing. XL Motorsport third with Jarrett Clark in the 54, but it's Prema Racing out in front with the young McLaren driver out in front at the moment, adorning the papaya orange livery on his Prema Racing number 1. As I would say, things are starting to settle down further through the field, but they certainly are not. We're still trying to go side by side through turn number 9, and onto the back straightaway here. And Martinez still keeping Costoya honest here. And I've got to say, we have 3 rookies. As on the inside, down towards turn 10 goes Andy Consani on the inside of that would be Davide Cosma-Christopher. So the Frenchman now moving up into 4th place. His next target is the young Jarrett Clark here in the 54. At the moment, we have 3 rookies in 1, 2, and 3. And Andy Consani wants to spoil the fun here a little bit here. He wants to be back on the podium here after starting in 10th position. So he's already up now into 4th place. That's 6 positions gained since we started this 28-minute plus 1 additional lap. And now he's starting to break away from the 2 Prema Racing machines of the 98 and 99 of Peyton Westcott and Davide Cosma-Christopher, as they work their way through now. And Alexander Bondarev is all over the back of them as well at the moment, as we have someone up being muscled out wide. Is that Alba Larson being muscled out? Or is that actually, no, that's looks like it's Planton Costin, his car for PHM Racing, being muscled out wide through turn 14, as there is Alba Larson stuck behind Adam Al-Azhari at the moment. So Niccolò Masagagnani moving down to 9th position. Davide Cosma-Christopher's down to 5th place, but Andy Consani, the Mercedes Junior, making his way up the order. His teammate, though, Kenzo Craigie, still showing his 8th position at the moment for RSGP. So he's also now starting to carve his way through, as Adam Al-Azhari there with Alba Larson. Looks like Alba Larson may have tried to find a way through turn 1, and as that means Adam Al-Azhari has had to take the long way round, and he's picked up a lot of debris on those Pirelli rubber tyres around on each corner of his car there. That's going to really unsettle him now. It's going to slow him right down, and he's lost 2 places. He's lost out to Alba Larson and Platon Costin as well. So now the number 12 behind the 14 and 97 for Yas Heat Racing. But up front, Christian Costoya Sanabria is still leading here. And is that Andy Cosani got through and into 3rd position? Yes, he has. So the Frenchman, the Mercedes Junior, now into 3rd place. So now we have 2 rookies only. Jarrett Clark has been bumped down to 4th position. Alexander Bondarev has also moved up as well. He's moved past Peyton Westcott to go 6th overall here at the Dubai Autodrome. So he's moving up the order. Andy Consani now in a podium finishing position. How many more positions can he pick off here? He is currently 2.3 seconds back from Martinez and Christian Costoya Sanabria, who are in the lead of this race here by 0.6 of a second. And the safety car has been deployed for the 2nd time here in the UAE4 series. Now, this is good news for Christian and Copa, because now they don't have to worry about defending. However, it is also bad news, because with the safety car, that has brought Andy Consani a lot closer. Now, that is the number 68 machine there, Rafael Vason, who has gone off the track there. Now, the red flag has been deployed here at the Dubai Autodrome, so all of the cars now will go into the pit lane, and they will sit stationary there. The clock will stop counting down. Well, it stopped at 13 minutes and 36 seconds, so we will reset the counter then when we're good to go racing once again. But what a magnificent drive so far from Andy Consani, starting 10th overall. And in this second safety car, which has now turned into a red flag, the Mercedes Junior has darted his way up into 3rd overall, so back into a podium finishing position. And on the restart here, it's going to be very tough for those 2 rookies to keep a very quick RSGP number 30 behind them. The 29er Race 1 winner, Kenzo Craigie, also a Mercedes junior, is also climbing his way up the field. He started 12th, is currently being shown as 8th place. So this is how they run at the moment. Christian Castoya Sanabria with Iacopa Martinez in second position. Now, before the red flag came out, they were separated by 0.6 of a second. That, of course, has come right down. XL Motorsports' Jarrett Clark it's still showing him as third overall. So has he found a way back past Andy Consani before the red flag came out? We'll have to wait and see. We can see there's the number 1 machine for Prema Racing with the Spanish driver at the helm, and behind him, of course, is the 46. Now, Davide Cosma Christopher showing his 5th position. It's showing Andy Consani there for RSGP still in 4th place, with Peyton Westcott being shown as 6th position. Alexander Bondarev for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited is 7th overall, with Kenzo Craigie 8th position. Nicolo Masagnani is 9th, and Adam Al-Azhari being shown as 10th position. And I definitely know that Adam Al-Azhari is a little bit further back down because, of course, he was pushed off wide. Although, with his racecraft, it wouldn't be a surprise to see him get all those positions back again and back past Alba Larsen and Platon Costin. Thomas Ingram Hill sits 13th. Emily Cotti is 14th. Kwanho Kingsley sits in 15th position for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. Scott King Lindblom from 36th on the grid is all the way up into 16th position. Now we're getting a replay here of what may have happened there just on the right-hand side of our pictures here. Oh, actually, no, it's over there on the left-hand side. So just too many cars in the same space there going through turn 6 side by side. And that is the reason why we have the red flag. So we were looking at Scott Kin Lindblom, who's now showing a 16th overall. He started in 36th position, so he's gained 20 places since we started this race. Rowan Campbell Pilling 17th. Unfortunately, he's not moved where we'd like to be at the moment. He's lost a position since we started. Charbel in the 55 for Yassit Racing is 18th. And Theo Palmer started 6th and is now all the way down in 19th position. Dominic Simic, who started at the back of the field yesterday, is in 20th. Zachary Adola is in 21st. Emma Flemmermeyer sits 22nd. Ilya Weiss sits 23rd, who also started at actually the tail end of the field and all the way up from 38th up into 23rd. So great drive from them there as well. Florentin Hartmeyer is 24th with Badr Al-Salati for QMF by High-Tech, sitting in 25th position. Rafael Vason is 26th, and for Evans GP, Roman Felber is 27th in the 73. So we are under red flag conditions here at the Dubai Autodrome for the UAE4 series. A 28-minute plus 1 additional lap. And if you've just joined us, it is Christian Castoya Sanabria, the Spanish driver, is our race leader ahead of Iacopa. Spanish driver is our race leader ahead of Iacopa Martinez, who started on the second row of the grid but is now 2nd overall. Jarrett Clark is being shown as 3rd. But if you look at how they're lined up, it's the number 30 that's actually 3rd there. That is Andy Consani for RSGP, the man who finished on the 2nd step of the podium yesterday, is there. Or 3rd step of the podium, excuse me, yesterday, is there in 3rd position. So we'd like to go 1 step higher here when it comes to the end of the race. But we're looking now at Christian Castoya Sanabria, the McLaren young driver, who the European champion in 2025 for the CIK FIA European Series, and the race will resume at 8:33 here, so that is in 10 minutes time will the race resume. So the teams will just have a chat with the driver, maybe adjust a pressure here and there, just have a quick chat if there's anything they do want to change, because you can't do too much here in the brake part firme rules and everything. And of course the watchful eye of all the stewards will be keeping a very close eye out on all of them here as well, to ensure that they're not doing anything they shouldn't be doing. As a very busy pit lane, it shouldn't be the case during the race here. There's no mandatory pit stops at all in these 28 minutes plus 1 additional lap race, but because of the red flag conditions, the entire field has been brought in as per the regulations, and they will sit there until the recovery effort is complete here. Jarrett Clark, our pole sitter, still in contention here for a podium finishing position. Just has to find a way back past Andy Consani here for his first podium here this weekend in the UAE4 Series. He would like to be in the highest placed rookie as well come the end of the race, but that's currently Christian Costoya Sanabria, who sits in the lead of this race here, the McLaren young driver out in front. Davide Cosma Christopher, who had started 8th position, sits now behind Jarrett Clark in 5th place overall, and behind him is Alexander Bondarev, the man who finished 2nd yesterday in that 27. The Williams Junior driver, and of course the Abu Dhabi Support GP winner for Formula Trophy, and of course a Junior Euro champ in 2023 in the CIK FIA. The thing is that it sounds like it was yesterday when it was 2023. It was actually 3 years ago. Peyton Westcott, a winner here around the Dubai Autodrome, Community 1 race 2 in round 1 of Formula Trophy. Would like to have another victory, and there is Kenzo Craigie, our race 1 winner, a Mercedes Junior driver, and of course our top rookie yesterday as well. He will sit on pole position in race number 3 later on today, but would like to be higher up the order and follow his RSGP teammate, the likes of Andy Consani, who has found plenty of opportunities in this race to carve his way through there. Nicolo Massignani, of course, a Ferrari junior, tested for F4 for 3 years, so he's got a lot of experience with this machinery, and of course was a race winner in F4 Southeast Asia, and it was 2nd in Formula Trophy here in the United Arab Emirates. Looking there at Alba Larson as well, what she's doing here to inspire and encourage and to get more women involved in motorsport is absolutely fantastic. She was down at Dubai Kartdrome not too long ago with plenty of young female talent who are looking to find their way through and gather as much experience from those who are doing it. And of course, she's not just there to assist, she's actually helping them out in more ways as well, supporting them and encouraging them in multiple ways to really help them pursue a dream career with and have them race anywhere in the world, including right here in the United Arab Emirates. So the red flag will be withdrawn at 8:33. We'll go back behind the safety car here, and it'll be Christian Costoya Sanabria who will be the one in control of the field. Emily Cotti started in 5th position, did not have the opening laps here that she would have liked to have, so that tumbled her down the order, showing currently as 14th at the moment, but still in contention to score points here this weekend. And of course, Emily Cotti, 12th in Macau Formula 4 in 2025, and also raced in F4 Italy, and it was the Euro 4 Ladies Champ in 2020. F4 Italy, and it was the Euro 4 Ladies Champ in 2025. Behind her is Kingsley Zheng, or Quan Ho Kingsley Zheng, I should say, number 1, another of our very talented young rookies here. And then you see that number 8 there. That car started 36th. When we started this race. It is now sat in 16th position is Scott Kin Lindblom, the Red Bull Junior driver, and you can see now why he's been picked up by the Red Bull Junior program after one drive like this from starting at the back of the field to carve all the way through and be 16th. Of course, racing here for High Tech. Of course, he would like to be higher up the order, and no doubt we'll still have time left on the clock, won't we? Because we'll have just over 13 minutes on the clock, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 13 minutes and 36 seconds when we restart. So it's 10 minutes plus 1 lap. I've just got confirmation. Thank you so much, Nina, for the update there. So 10 minutes plus 1 lap when we go racing again here for the rest of the UAE4 series. Will Christian Costoya Sanabria be the one in control? Well, of course he will be, but can he keep the rest of the field behind him? As of course there are a lot of drivers behind him that would like to be on the top step of the podium. Some have done it already this season. Andy Consani has had a race victory already. He had that earlier on in the Yas races, but he would also like to be back on the top step of the podium. Peyton Westcott would like to revisit the top step of the podium here in Dubai after she visited it during the Formula Trophy 2025 series. Then, of course, Copa Martinez would like to be on the top step of the podium as well here, currently sat in 2nd place behind the McLaren young driver. Now, if we look at the 46 here, they raced in the CIK FIA in 23 and 25, I think through 24 as well, for Kart Republic Motorsports. So a lot of experience in karts, and now is making the jump into single-seater racing here at in the UAE4 series. and is in a position here to take an outright victory. And of course, top honours in the rookie category, because if we look at where the rookies are, we've got Christian Castoya Sanabria, we've got Jacopo Martinez, and then we have Jarrett Clark, your top 3 rookies. Jarrett Clark is 4th overall, because when you saw them at the tail end of pit exit, you saw Andy Consani was in 3rd position. He got that before the safety car was deployed and when the red flag came out, so he will restart this race in 3rd position here. And still a sizable number of cars here. We've got over 30 cars still remaining here in the UAE4 series. A highly competitive field as well. Qualifying yesterday was very intense, with a number of drivers battling it out for top honours and trying to take that pole position, and that crucial pole position. But it was Kenzo Craigie who took pole position in both sessions to set the field up in race 1 and race 3, and he'll of course start once again in pole position for the 3rd race, which takes place later on today. And as the results came out for the first race yesterday, the field was inverted, so the top 12 were inverted. That's why we saw Kenzo Craigie start in 12th position, Alexander Bordarev in 11th, Andy Consani finishing in, or starting in 10th position, because he finished 3rd overall. As it's a very long walk down the pit lane here for all of our UAE4 series drivers here. And we're about 2 minutes away from the restart here of the session. We'll be back to racing behind the safety car, and then the safety car will take them round for 1 lap around the Debartadrome. Once the lights are extinguished on the top of the BMW safety car, we will be back to racing here at the Debartadrome. And on the second restart, so it'll be the 3rd time the green flag is being shown, because we did a very brief safety car at the beginning of the session. As they saw the final car on the grid there. That was, in the pit lane, excuse me. Nakazato all the way down there at the tail end in 35th position. Now, I do wonder if we're going to get Kaylee Countryman back out as well in all of this. Albak Soy, unfortunately, the driver from Turkey, was out in the early stages of this race, and he's focusing now his attention on race number 3, which will take place later on today. So our 3rd and final race of the weekend will be at 11:30, will be the green flag, and then, of course, scheduled to start 3 minutes after that. So we are less than 60 seconds away from starting or restarting the UAE4 series. Christian Castoya Sanabria, the McLaren young driver, is the man who will be in control of the restart. Jacopo Martinez will start in 2nd position with Andy Consani in 3rd place. But that RSGP number 30 is a very rapid car indeed. It's been picking off positions every single opportunity Andy has found one, and no doubt he'll be sensing an opportunity somewhere on the restart to try and take away the race victory here from Christian Castoya Sanabria and Jacopo Martinez as well. But let's see, Christian has done a fantastic job so far in the early stages of this race to keep Jacopo Martinez behind him. Now, there's been a bit of an update. The safety car will be coming out at 8:35, and we are reducing the time down to 9 minutes and 1 additional lap. Thank you so much there for the updates. So we'll have a shorter duration come the restart, which is great news for Christian Castoya Sanabria, because that means he has less time to defend from Jacopo Martinez, and of course less time to defend from a very rapid Andy Consani, because no doubt on the restart he's going to be very rapid indeed, and he's going to be diving down deep on the inside of turn number 1 when it comes here to the restart. So again, the red flag will be withdrawn, the yellow flags will be shown, the safety cardboards will be shown, and they'll be scattered around the circuit, with yellow flags waving, and all the digital signboards around will display the words, the letters, SC, to signify to all of the drivers that the safety car has been deployed, and you are under the safety car procedure. Obviously, during that time, they have to stick to the speed limit, which is 80 kilometers an hour, and then, of course, they cannot pass. If they do, they can incur they'll be under the watchful eye of the stewards, and that's not something you want at all, is it? And then, of course, it is down to Christian Sanabria to control the field. Once the safety car has peeled into the pit lane and those lights have been extinguished, we will be racing once again. So we are just a few minutes away, or actually a few seconds away, actually, from the race being resumed behind the safety car. And as you said, it's 9 minutes plus 1 lap. Now, was that the sign that we wanted to see there? It's about to go 8:35 now, local time here in the United Arab Emirates. It's one of the earlier starts that we have here in this weekend. And it's just 2 days of racing, Saturday and Sunday, and now the safety car has been released from the pit exit. Now, what will happen is the red flag will be withdrawn. The clock is stopped because of the red flag, but when the safety car is out, the countdown will continue, although the red flag is still being displayed here. For Christian Sanabria for Prema Racing in the number 1, looking to put the number 1 in number 1 as well on the top step of the podium, and of course also be the leading rookie come the end of the race here. But Copa Martinez would also like to be on that top step of the podium and the leading rookie come the end of the race. But then we have Andy Consani, who wants to upset the fun here for those rookies and be the one to win this race here. Then we've got the Jarrett Clark number 54 that will start in restart in 4th position, with Davide Cosma Christopher starting in 5th. Peyton Westcott will take the restart in 6th, Olaskander Bondarev 7th, Kenzo Craigie will be 8th, Nicola Masignani will be 9th, and Abdel Azhari is being shown as 10th, but I think it's Alba Larson that'll actually restart this race in 10th position in that final point scoring position. But of course we still have time left on the clock. Now then, one of the drivers, now was that an RSGP car that did not get going there on the restart? Yes, it was, and that is, we're going to have to see what number that car is as well. Is that Andy Consani? Is that Kenzo Craigie? Or is it one of the other RSGPs? Is a 33 by the looks of it on the front of it. So that's not Kenzo Craigie, and that's not Andy Consani. That is Thomas Genda, the Hungarian driver who raced in the CIK FIA in 23 and 24 for Paralin Forza and Brealart. Unfortunately, we'll have to start now at the tail end of the field. Now, where was he supposed to be in the restart? He was supposed to start 31st. He'll be now behind Nakazato, who is showing on our screen as 35th overall. So the safety car pulls them around turn 14. Now, although the track is showing yellow flags and the safety car boards, it is still showing the red flag on our timing screens here. But that will no doubt change in a few moments' time. So it'll be 9 minutes of racing plus 1 lap when we get things underway here. We'll get going once the lights on top of the BMW have been extinguished, and then it is down to Christian Sanabria to control the field. It was 0.6 of a second across the line when we were green flag racing. That's going to be a lot closer, although Christian would want it to be a lot further away, actually, because he wants to be further up the road from Copo, and he wants Andy Consani to be the one to attack the back bumper of that number 46 from PHM Racing when it comes to the restart here of the race. And of course, it's the McLaren young driver who controls the field here, and will be the one to control the field as well once the safety car peels in. So we'll have a quick look once we go across the timing screen upon the restart on who is where. As I said, Andy Consani is shown as 4th on our timing screens, but is actually 3rd. You can see the RSGP number 30 sat in 3rd place is the Frenchman, and it's Jarrett Clark who'll be shown as 4th position. Adam Al-Azhari, though, I have a feeling it was shown as 10th. It is Alba Larson now, as the timing screens have corrected itself here. So it's Christian Sanabria from Copa Martinez in 2nd position. Andy Consani, who will be the one to certainly keep a very close eye on it for here. And both Castoya and Martinez are going to have to keep a very close eye on both of their rear view mirrors here to ensure that a very quick number 30 RSGP sticker is not closer than it should be in their rear view mirrors. So the clock has begun to count down, although it's showing that we have 4 minutes left, or just, 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. I think we'll have a bit more than that, but let's wait and see what happens here, because if we do, this is going to be an incredible last couple of laps here around the Grand Prix circuit of the Dubai Autodrome here. 5.39 kilometers in length to just under 5.4, 16 corners in total, lots of overtaking opportunities, and the safety car will come in. The lights have been extinguished, and now the field is being controlled by the McLaren young driver, Christian Castoya, behind the wheel of the number 1 for Prema Racing. Behind him, Jacopo Martinez in the 46 for PHM Racing, and the RSGP number 30 of Andy Consani sits in third. He was third yesterday, but would like to be 1, if not 2 steps higher. Through the bowl we go. You can see Martinez wants to really get going because he doesn't want to have to deal too much with Andy Consani. He wants those behind him to be dealing with him on the restart here. Now, foot on the accelerator for Christian Castoya Sanabria through the turn 15 down towards turn 16 here. On the restart, it looks like we will only have 4 minutes remaining on the clock, which should give us enough time for around 3 laps if we factor in that +1 as well. But across the line here on the restart, it's the number 1, the McLaren young driver, out in front of Jacopo Martinez, and then the Mercedes junior driver Andy Consani restarts here 3rd place. Jarrett Clark for XL Motorsport 4th at the line. Davide Cosma Christopher is in 5th position with Alexander Bondarev 6th, Peyton Westcott 7th, Kenzo Craigie is 8th, Nicolo Massignani is 9th, and Alba Larson on the restart there, 10th position in the final point scoring position as well. So the battle up front, the top 3 are starting to break away here. That is, of course, the number 1, the number 46, and the number 30, with the RSGP of Andy Consani being on the tail end of those 3 here, looking for a way through and a way past as well. The gap over the line was 7/10 of a second on the restart. That is going to come down as we make our way down the back straightaway here on the restart. So it is still Christian Castoya Sanabria in control of the field. He is the leading rookie as well here at the Dubai Autodrome in round 3, race number 2. And you can see that the top 3 breaking away and looking on the inside down towards turn 10. Andy Consani, is he close enough to make a move? Or is the door being firmly shut? Not quite. They're going to go side by side. Very brave of the 2 of them to do that. But it looks like Andy Consani is trying once again through turn 11. But it looks like Jacopo Martinez had the line through there, shuts the door firmly on the number 30, and the 46 stays momentarily in 2nd position. Now, that is the number 19 diving on the inside, the outside there as well, looking for a way through. Nicola Massignani wants through as well because he wants to be on the podium. He wants to keep Alexander Bondarev and Kenzo Craigie behind him as well because he wants to score points. Now, is that RSGP through in the 30? Yes, it is. Andy Consani has made his way through Sector 3 and now sits 2nd here at the Dubai Autodrome, ahead of Jacopo Martinez, and now behind Christian Castoya Sanabria. When will the pressure start to be applied to the back bumper of the number 1? He's done a great job of controlling it, and the time has indeed corrected itself, so we still have a lot more time left on the clock here. I don't think those are the words that Christian Castoya Sanabria would have wanted to hear at all, because on, well, I've got 2 actual timings here. I've got 6.5 minutes, and I've got 2.5 minutes, so interesting what the amount of time that we have left is here, but let's focus on the racing. Let's see how the McLaren young driver is doing, because he's 5/10 of a second up from the Mercedes junior driver here at the moment. The F4 France podium finisher, raced in F4 Italy and Euro 4 last season as well. He wants to be on the top step of the podium. It's Alba Larson side by side now through turn 2. Has Andy Consani closed the gap up as well, as they're all jostling for position for that final point scoring position on the inside. Now, that's not Adam Al-Nasseri, that's Clayton Costin that's trying to make his way through and past Alba Larson in the Evans GP number 14. And they're going to sort themselves out along the back straightaway, or are they? They're going to try and go 3 wide here through that corner. That's not going to work out very well. They need to sort that out. They need to do that on the back straightaway rather than the corners itself, as Christian Castoya Sanabria continues to lead here by 5/10 of a second over the number 46. Make that the number 30, actually, because Andy Consani got through, didn't he? Yes, he did. The number 30 is in 2nd. The 46, though, sitting in 3rd position and looking for his first trip to the podium here this weekend. But Andy Consani, he's not going to give up this fight very easily. He wants to be back on top of that, the top step of the podium there. It looks like Theo Palmer also carving his way through after starting all the way in 6th position, tumbled down the order. Theo Palmer, now currently 18th. After the restart here has got underway, and it looks like Scott-Kin Lindblom also battling through the field as well, now up into 13th position after starting 38th, and that's a big lock up there through turn 14. That's a big lock up there through turn 14. Was that Alba Larsson that was locking up through 14 there, just too late on the brakes was she, unfortunately, and that will push her down the order as Scott-Kin Lindblom all over the back now of Adam Al-Azhari at the moment. That puts him 12th quickest at the moment. Make that now 10th. Scott-Kin Lindblom from 38th is in the final point scoring position here. He's got 1 point so far. What a magnificent drive so far from the young Swedish driver, who of course is in the Red Bull Junior program. But the battles ensue all over the place here because there's not a lot of time left on the clock. This is the last lap of the race here. Just 16 corners to go. Who will be where? Christian Castoya Sanabria still leads by 7/10 of a second. It is really picking up the pace because he knows who's behind him. He knows Andy Consani is coming, and he's very rapid indeed. A 2:02.858 last time round for the Prema Racing number 1. The McLaren young driver is pushing hard. He's extracting everything that he can from that number 1 car to ensure he is victorious come the end of the race here. 7/10 of a second ahead of number 30. Then Jacopo Martinez sitting in 3rd position in that 46 of PHM Racing. He would like to stay on the podium as well. Jarrett Clark a little bit further back from this scrap here, and Alexander Bondarev up back into 5th position here at the Dubai Autodrome. Andy Consani, though, trying to close that gap up. Not a lot of time left on the clock, and is that Alexander Bondarev being pushed out wide by Davide Cosma Christopher. Those two battling there for 5th position overall here. Andy Consani still trying to close that gap up here for RACE-GP, but it looks like Prema Racing out in front here. And who was that that's just gone off there at the track as well, running wide through turn number 12? That looked to be one of the Prema Racing cars. Was that Davide Cosma Christopher that was running wide through turn 12? Through 14 we go for the final time. Andy Consani not close enough to make a move. So Christian Castoya Sanabria, just 2 corners to go. Make that 1 corner left here for the McLaren young driver for his first victory here in the United Arab Emirates in the UAE4 Series. Christian Castoya Sanabria takes it from the front row of the grid. What a drive there from the McLaren young driver. Andy Consani at the line takes 2nd for RACE-GP. Jacopo Martinez takes 3rd in the 46 of PHM Racing. Alexander Bondarev finishes 4th. And Alba Larsson unfortunately tumbling down the order. And Davide Cosma Christopher 5th. Jarrett Clark 6th, Kenzo Craigie 7th at the line there, Peyton Westcott 8th, Adam Al-Azhari 9th, and from the back of the field, Scott-Kin Lindblom takes the final point scoring position. But what a drive here from the young Spanish driver here, the McLaren young driver, the European champion in 25 in the CIK FIA, can now call himself a race winner this weekend at the UAE4 Series, and of course he is the top rookie as well. 2nd place in the rookies are Jacopo Martinez and Jarrett Clark in 6th position. Our pole sitter there. A great drive nonetheless from him as well. But what a drive there from our race winner. He kept it cool. He took the lead down towards turn 1. At the very beginning of the race, he came under pressure a number of times, and surely at the end there, he was certainly concerned with Andy Consani being in his rearview mirror. He kept it cool, he kept looking forward, and what a victory there for this Spanish driver. He, as we said, is now a winner in the UAE4 Series. He has won round 3, race 2, and that'll give him a confidence boost going into our 3rd and final race of the day here. So we'll have a quick look at the highlights and the provisional results, and then of course we'll head over to the podium for the podium presentation for race 2 of round 3 here at the Dubai Autodrome for the UAE4 Series, where we'll have at least 2 new drivers on the podium here today, and one of them also being new to the rookie senior. There it is, confirmation of Christian Castoya Sanabria, our winner here by 7/10 of a second at the line. Andy Consani will join him on the podium with Jacopo Martinez on the 3rd step of the podium. He's also the 2nd highest placed rookie here. A great job as well from the number 8, Scott-Kin Lindblom. You just saw his name disappear off the timing screens there. From 38th on the grid to 10th at the line there. What a drive from that young Swedish driver. Well, we'll turn our attention now to the highlights and, of course, the podium presentation, and then we look forward to what's in store for our final race of the weekend here for the UAE4 Series, which will be at 11:30 local time. You don't want to miss this one.
Consani. And to the top step of the podium, the number one for Prema Racing, Christian Costoya Sanabria. And of course, I've got to call up our Rookie Cup winner as well. That is Christian Costoya Sanabria from Prema Racing. And now it is my honour to invite Fan 1 from Top Speed to present the trophy to our winning drivers. She will help us present the third place trophy that goes the way of PHM's Racing, Ayacopa Martinez. We invite her back to present the second place trophy to Andy Consani. And of course, the first place trophy goes the way of Christian Castoya Sanabria. And he's also been handed his Rookie Cup winner trophy as well. Now, gentlemen, time for a group photo, and please make sure you're looking directly at the camera. Now, I know we did it yesterday, but I think they're going to save it for the third race, aren't they? Thank you so much. Of course, later on we'll have more action for the UAE4 Series.